What's up, Facebookers? We're going to veer off the course today. We're going to veer off the course of the yearly checkup from the neck up because I really have some stuff that I was studying and looking at, and I just want to talk to you about it today. So, the elephant. Have you ever wondered how these big elephants are able to be controlled by just a little string, just a little string on the post? What they do is when the elephant is little, they tie the string on the elephant, and the elephant fights and fights and fights and fights and try to get off, right? And then they find out, Megan, what's up? Good to see you. Then they find out, the elephant finds out that they can't. Right, the elephants can't, as a baby elephant, they're not be able to pull it. So from that moment forward, when they stop pulling, they now have the control over that elephant for the rest of their life. That's why that big elephant can be in the circus and be controlled by a little string, because that elephant has created a limited belief. That elephant has created a belief that once that string is on, there's absolutely nothing that they can do to get off. And as big as that elephant is, all they got to do is walk forward and they'll pull the post right up. But they don't do it. They don't do it. Why? Because they've been trained. They've been trained their entire life that to be held down by that once that rope is on, there's nothing that they can do. And that's what happens to us. We have these limited beliefs. We have these beliefs that were ingrained in us from a childhood and all the way up that we just believe are true. And Kristen, what's up? Good to see you. That we believe are true. Here's some of the top 10 limited beliefs. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. I'm not educated enough. I'm afraid of trying and failing. Limited belief, right? Because there's nothing wrong with failing. Failing is how you learn. Number 5, you have to have money to make money, right? I've already tried everything. How many times have you heard that? Or maybe you said it. I've tried everything. Have you really? Right? Or I can't do that. I hate that word can't. You'll ask any of my clients, I don't allow them to say the word can't. I allow them to say the word won't. Won't is totally different than can't. Can't is powerless. Can't means there's no option. Won't means, you know what? There is an option, but I choose not to do it. All right? So I can't do that. Number 8, I don't feel like I really deserve it. And that one is really hidden, because we will find other excuses to cover that one up, because we don't want to say out of our mouth that we don't deserve it, but deep down inside we really don't deserve it, because we're worried about our past mistakes, our past failures, things that has gone on in our life, and we really feel like we don't deserve it. So we will sabotage our progress, right? Limited beliefs. I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do that. This is my favorite one. All the good ones are taken. As if there's not a billion people in this world that we would say all the good ones are taken. It's just not true. We just have these beliefs, right? And we have these beliefs in these ideas that we can't do anything. We feel like we can't do anything. We feel like we can't move forward, so we don't. We feel like there's no hope for us, so we don't. We're that elephant. We're that elephant on that pole. We're that elephant with this little string, right? And you don't even consider anything else because you don't think anything else will work. Or you don't allow yourself to think that anything else will work. So why do we have these limited beliefs? And listen, this is not just you. I'm talking to me too. This is spoken to me. So why do we have these beliefs? What are these beliefs here for? These are our defense mechanisms. And once you understand this, it will help you break it down. They're only there to defend you. So that nobody wants to be frustrated. Nobody wants to go through failure. Nobody wants to be disappointed. So we create these beliefs in our mind, or these beliefs are bestowed upon us from other people, like our parents, like our religious leaders, because they don't want you to fail. They don't want you to be disappointed. Or some people use it as a form of control. Ruga, what's up, man? Good to see you. Some people use it as a form of control, but regardless, these beliefs are those things that hold you down. You're the elephant. We are the elephant, and you only have this little string. And really, if you just push forward, if you just drag, if you just move, if that elephant would just take one simple step forward, that rope will come off and his whole life will change. Now he'll tear up everything in that daggone, Megan said, love this. Yes, I'm telling you. That's why I had to bring it today. Like that elephant would just mess up the whole circus, but because I'm not smart enough. That's what stops me from getting back in school. But you said that you were going back to school, right? You said 2022 was your goal. You thought I forgot. I remember you wrote that down, so I'm holding you to that, Megan. Everybody on this Facebook page is now holding Megan to the fact that in 2022 she's going to start school, because she's the elephant, right? She's the elephant with the string that just has this little thing holding her back, which is just fear. And all your brain is trying to do is to protect you from frustration, failure, and disappointment. But the truth be told, there is no progress without it. There is no progress without it. I was so frustrated earlier today. I'm in the same boat, but we have to be able to rise above that and understand how powerful we are and what we have. Now, these things, they come from our personal experiences. Right? These beliefs come from our personal experiences. You may have failed one time. I remember, and I know y'all have heard the story. I'll say it again. You know, when I had my business, a thriving business, right? And then I had to close it, had to lay off all my employees, lost my house, lost my car, repoed everything. Everything went downhill. So from that personal experience, I had the belief, what's up, Anthony? I had the belief that that I was a failure. I had a belief that, I didn't have what it takes to be have what it took to be a business owner. I didn't believe that I could get over those things until it took me some years to get the foot out of my butt. But then I had to find out that is just part of the plan. Every business owner, every multimillionaire, every multi-billionaire, every successful business owner has gone through it. Right? So now, once I dealt with that limited belief, I was able to reopen my company, accomplish my goals, and get the things done that I wanted to do. So these beliefs, they come from our personal experiences. They come from our culture, right? They come from straight up fear. The most, it comes from family, friends, religious beliefs, right? So here's the problem. Here's the problem with the limiting belief. You are so powerful. Hear me out. Oh, I almost lost you. You are so powerful, right? That the subconscious, my thing keeps trying to go out. The subconscious mind will do whatever it needs to do to make you right. Now, hear what I'm saying. Danny, what's up? Hear what I'm saying. Your mind will work against you to make sure that whatever you decide to believe comes true. It will work to sustain the concept of who you are, which means you will never move forward. Miss you too, Danny. Miss you too. I'm glad to see you thriving. I remember talking to you at the point. Like, it's pretty cool to see where you are right now. Keep it up. So it will work to sustain the concept of who you are. So if you think you're stupid, it will make you right. If you think you don't deserve happiness, it will make sure that you're right. It will cause things to happen. It will cause you to be put in places and respond in ways that will make you look stupid. It will cause you to respond in ways where you sabotage every good relationship that you have, right? Or find the person that you weren't supposed to be with in the first place. Why? Because you have this limited belief of yourself. Because you have this limited belief of yourself. So much of the dysfunction in your life comes from the fight against yourself. Your inner person, your inner being knows who you are. Your inner person, inner being knows what you're capable of. But we silence that. We silence that person because we are too afraid, or we have these limited beliefs that blocks that still silent voice. These limited beliefs, that's why I said it will cost you everything. And instead of living your truth, you live someone else's truth for you. And this leads to all types of problems. So to change your course, you have to change the beliefs of who you are. But first, we need to recognize them. We need to recognize our limited beliefs. So what I want you to do is think about the things. Here's how you recognize them. Think about the things that you would like to achieve, but you aren't currently working towards. I'm going to say that again. Brittany, what's up? Good to see you, sis. Think about the things that you would like to achieve, but you aren't currently working towards. Then look for the justification you find for not doing it. Look for the excuse that you use for not doing it. That excuse that you use for not doing that thing that you know you're supposed to be doing is your limited belief. And so when you live with these limited beliefs, you only get so far. Matter of fact, you'll get right where you're at. There is no moving forward without checking those limited beliefs, because those limited beliefs are roadblocks. That's what keeps you stuck. So you're looking for abundance, but you can't get it because of your limited belief. You're looking for love, but you can't find it because of your limited belief. You're looking for a better job, a better relationship. You're looking for these things. Megan, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad this helps. You're looking for these things, right? But the beliefs blocks it from happening. So then what do? You give up. You give up because you don't feel that it's possible. You don't feel that you can do it. And then that fear comes up and says, listen, it's called, what is it called? I was reading about it today. It's called staking or something like that, where you begin to rationalize where you're at. Well, I did this to do that, and because of that, that's where I'm at, and that's just hogwash. Hogwash. You are where you are because you had a limited belief that has kept you in that spot, and you have not done what you needed to do to push through to overcome it. And it's okay. It's okay. I don't know one person that doesn't have a limited belief or have not had to overcome something. I am one of them, right? So if you want to grow, you got to find these roadblocks, find where you are making these excuses, find those things that are keeping you bound and deal with them. Right? So here's a few things that you can do that will help you with that. So now you've recognized your belief, you recognize why you are, what those beliefs are. Now, how do we deal with it? First, you gotta be real with yourself. What are the excuses in your life for why you're where you're not? What's up, Mr. NATO? I think I said that right. What are the excuses that you're using that is keeping you from being where you want to be, keeping you from having what you want to have, keeping you from going where you want to go? Write them down, put them on paper, get them out of your head, expose them, pull them out of the dark. The more that you can pull these things out of the dark and expose them to light is how you break them down. And sometimes they're so deep, you might have to ask somebody, hey, what are my excuses? What have I been saying I wanted to do? Where do I need help at? Where do I need to grow at? And pull it out and then find the excuse for why you are there, right? Because you can't move forward until you identify them. They're just going to be hidden. Number 2, realize the truth. Here's the deal. These beliefs are not facts. I'm going to say it again. These beliefs are not facts. They're just beliefs. This thing will, if you grasp this one thing that I'm telling you, it will change your life. Just because your mama told you that's how it is, it doesn't make it true. Just because your pastor told you that's how it is, doesn't make it true. Just because your family and friends or your culture believe that this is how it is, it does not make it true. I grew up thinking that I had to prove myself to a God or he was going to hate me, right? Always threatening hell and damnation if you make a mistake. And I grew up thinking that I just had to be this perfect person. And that's hogwash. See, so once you write these things down, you can test them for their accuracy. And now they don't hold you anymore. They may hold other people, but that's none of your concern, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one in the box. At the end of the day, when you leave this world, you're leaving this world by yourself. So you have to only answer to you. So who cares what anybody else thinks? So you have to start doing these things, which leads to the third thing. You got to challenge your own beliefs. Challenge what you believe. I had to challenge myself. Like, really, is God really mad at me? Is God really going to try to take me out because I've made a mistake? Hold on. Then what was Jesus here for? But I had to start digging and digging and digging and saying, hold on, somebody's feeding me a bunch of baloney. If they want to believe that, let them. But this doesn't add up. So challenge your beliefs. Now, here, write this down. Write this down. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to get a pen and paper, because when you ask yourself these questions, it's going to change everything. Get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper. Come on. Write this down. This is going to help you. I'm telling you, this is going to help you. All right. If you're not back, that's all right. Replay this. Watch it again. Ask these questions. Are you believing this because you really believe it? Or are you believing this because of someone else? This is huge. Really sit back and think, okay, I'm thinking this. Rachel, what's up? Good to see you. I'm thinking this thought. I have this belief. Is this really something that I believe? Or is this something that I was told to believe? Right? And then go into question number 2. Is this belief really grounded? Joe, what's up? Good to see you. Is this belief really grounded? Is this belief sound? And if you think it is, then ties another question to it. What are the supporting facts? What are the supporting facts that there are no other good men out there? What are the supporting facts that you have to have money to make money? What are the supporting facts that you are too old? Because I can tell you what, KFC didn't get his first restaurant till he was in his 60s. As I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, many of the great people in the world, they didn't even become who they were until they were 50 or 60. So is that true that you're too old? So you got to look at the beliefs and see if they're grounded, and then figure out what the supporting facts are with it. Fourth question, did I always think this way? Did I always think this way? If not, what has changed? I can tell you, growing up, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was the bomb. Getting out of the Marine Corps, I thought that I was untouchable. I thought that I could never fail. I thought that, and then I lost everything. So my limited belief came after I lost everything and went through my period of depression, because I didn't think that I was good enough. I didn't think that I could do it. I thought that I was a failure. I thought that I was a loser. I thought all these things. So my belief changed. And it wasn't until I said, why am I thinking this way? Was I able to change it? Right? Number 5, is there evidence countering my belief? Is there evidence countering my belief? So you decide to take on this belief. Is there evidence against it? Right? So if we go back to all of the I'm too old, I'm not smart enough, I'm not educated enough, I'm afraid of trying and failing, you have to make money to have money and make money, I've already tried everything, blah, blah, blah. If you go through all of those, is there any evidence countering your belief? So do you see anybody that's successful and old? Do you see somebody that has started from nothing and now is a multimillionaire or billionaire? You get what I'm saying? Is there countering evidence to your belief? I think this is 5 or 6. Is the belief helping me achieve my goals or hindering me? This is huge. If you're believing something that's keeping you from achieving the thing that you're after, then that is, John, what's up? Good to see you. Then that is probably something that you need to let go of. You have this desire. You have this belief. Kimberly, what's up, love? You have this desire. You have this belief. You have this passion on the inside of you for a reason. And that reason is because you were meant to do it. You were meant to move forward. You were meant to do this thing. That is, nobody gets a desire to do something that they were not meant to do. So if you were meant to do it because it's on your heart, it's in your mind, it's the thing that's motivating you, but you have a belief that's keeping you from it, the problem is not what you want to do. The problem is what you're thinking about it, or how you're thinking about it. The problem is the belief. So you have to take it. Well, that's why I told you, write these questions down. So when you go through these questions, man, you're going to catapult. You're going to catapult to success because you're no longer going to be that elephant sitting on the rope. Last question. If I heard someone else say it, what would I think? And I was going through a course today and they said, would you teach what you think to a class full of kindergarten kids? Now, check this out. Would you go to an elementary school and teach them that belief that, once you get too old, you're not going to be able to do anything? You know what? Being in America, if you don't have money, you'll never be able to make anything. You know what? Girls, don't look for no men because all the good ones are gone. If you wouldn't teach it, if you hear it and it causes abrasions with you, then it's a belief that needs to go. It's a belief that's not serving you, right? So use those questions on each one of your limiting beliefs, and I'm telling you, you're talking about thriving. You're talking about going to the next level. You're talking about getting some things done. It's going to be killer. And then recognize the consequences of your thinking. Recognize the consequences of your thinking. Are you okay? So since there's no good ones out there, right? Kimberly said, man, that was deep coming from a mom of 2 kindergarten. I'm telling you, when you put it that way, it changes everything. You can't believe it if you're not going to teach it. You can't believe it if you're not going to teach it. So recognize the consequences of your thinking. So are you okay with dying all alone and lonely? Because since there's no good ones out there, right? Since there's no good guys out there, since there's no good girls out there, since everybody cheats and everybody's dishonest, are you okay with dying alone and lonely? Right? So recognize the consequences of your thinking. If you're not wanting to die like that, if you're wanting love, you got to quit telling yourself that love's not out there. If you want a good relationship, you got to stop saying or thinking that somebody's going to screw you over, right? Because whatever you're portraying, the reticular activated system in your brain is going to it's going to reflect what you're thinking. So if you think this, then that is what's going to show up. That has been the problem. The reason that these things haven't been happening is because you're thinking them and you're bringing them, but then you're blaming other people when you're the problem. It starts with you. Whatever you're putting out or thinking or reflecting is going to be reflected back to you. So if you see something that you're not liking, if you're getting those results that you're not liking, then you got to change up here. You got to change your thought pattern. Because once you do that, the reticular activated system in your brain is going to bring you what you're looking for. John said, I have to sit down with you. So, right. Hey, that's why I'm here. So, talking about consequences. Are you okay with depending on the government to take care of you because you're broke? Listen, if you think that it takes money to make money, then you're never going to step out and try to do something different. But then what happens when you can't work? What happens when you're too old to work? Now you got to depend on Medicare and some government housing that may or may not be there. So are you okay with the consequences of your thinking? Does it not make sense to say, let me remember, you have to weigh what you're saying. You have to weigh it and then see if it's true. Just do a Google search. Person successful started with nothing. And begin to study these people. See what they did. You may not be able to do what they did, but what it will do, it will destroy that limited belief. And then when you destroy that limited belief and you say, you know what? I want to be financially stable. I want to be able to retire with money. I want to be able to leave wealth enough for generations to come. I want these things. And you know what? Though I don't have any money, this person did it, that person did it, that person did it, so now I can do it. And once you do that, Once you get to that level, oh, remember that reticular activating system is going to say, hey, we're going to look for opportunities. Hey, we're checking this out. Listen, we can do this. We're going to be financially stable. Cindy, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to do this thing, right? But if you stay stuck with it takes money to make money, you'll never reach out. You'll never go out. You'll never go to that next level. And then you're stuck. So the consequences of your thinking is you die broke. And then when you can't work, right? When you can't work, then you got to depend on somebody else. Is that a consequence that you are willing to hold on to? Is that something that you're going to be okay with 10, 15 years from now, 5 years from now? If it's not, you got to deal with the thinking, right? Like there's a price that you will pay to hold on to these beliefs. So you have to ask yourself, am I ready to pay for it? Next one, adopt a new belief. So we recognize what it was. We weighed to see if it was true. We thought about the consequences of it. Now we're going to adopt a new belief. And I'm going to tell you, this is not always the easiest. But the beginning of change is to adopt a new belief. You have to adopt a new belief. So once you've written these things down, once you've written these beliefs down, now you got to put a new belief to the side of it. So you put it on paper. All right, I believe this, I believe this, I believe that. These are the things that's holding me back. Now, change that belief. For this belief, say the truth. For this belief, say the truth. And it's not the easiest thing to do because why? You still have the family that you're around. You still have the friends. You still have the religious circles. You still have the issues because you have built up so much momentum that you still have to deal with what you have created up to this point, right? And everybody's got something to say about how you live your life. Everybody's going to tell you that you're wrong. Everybody's going to tell you, but here's the deal. The more you focus on it, the faster it will become your reality. So if you get it out of your mind and you put it on paper and then you match the right thought up, you keep it in front of you every day, right? You focus on it. And the more you focus on it, the faster it will become your reality. And here's the other part. You got to remember that everybody's not going to agree with you, right? Some of these beliefs you've carried your entire life, and you have to be okay with being the eyeball out. You have to be okay with taking some criticism. You have to be okay because this is your life. And you're the one that don't want to die with regret. You're the one that wants to take off. Because here's the other part. Here's what I learned when I made when I had my major success. Everybody, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it, right? The same people that was talking junk about me, about doing it, about stepping out and building, opening my own business. Oh, you should not do that. Blah, blah, blah. The same people. What's up, Karen? Good to see you. Those same people was like, you know what? I knew you can do it. So those people that's talking about you, they're going to talk about you anyway. And when you have your success or you get those things, then they're going to be on your side anyway. So you can't make decisions based off of what somebody else is thinking, right? So you adopt a new belief and then you practice it. You put it on paper, get you a 3x5 card, write it on there daily. Anytime that old thought comes up, pull that card out. Keep it in your pocket. Laminate it. Why? Because your future depends on it. Why? Because your kids' future depends on it. Why? Because you're going to die lonely if you don't. Why? Because you're not going to accomplish the things and you're going to die with regret if you don't. Why is it that important? Because it's that important. You don't have forever. You don't have forever. All you have is now. All you have is today. So you got to practice it. You got to practice it. You got to practice it. You got to beat it in your head. And I'm going to tell you, everything's going to come against you. Everybody's going to tell you you're wrong. It's just going to keep, but you have to know that this is what you want for your life. You have to know that you are the elephant and that those limited beliefs is just the cord. If those people want to hold on to their limited belief, let them hold on to it. Let them hold on to it. And here's the other part. Be okay with going dark. When it's time for change, those of you in my life, you'll know. When I'm doing something or I'm getting ready to dig in or I need change or I disappear. You didn't see me on Facebook for what, 6 months, 5 months? You talked to my mom, my dad, my sisters, but I haven't talked to anybody. Why? Because I'm incubating. I'm growing. I'm going to that next level. And I don't need the outside influences. I don't want to hear what anybody has to say about it. I don't care what anybody has to say. And I don't need anybody reminding me who they think I am or where I came from. I'm going to say that again. People are always going to try to remind you of who they think that you are. And if you get stuck in that limited belief, if you don't break these things through, if you don't go dark and get away from the people that are keeping you limited, you'll be limited forever. Listen, I love them all, and I'll come back when I'm ready. I'll come back once my seeds start sprouting up. I'll come back when I have my harvest. But right now, I got to get away from everybody because it's that important. It's that important. And lastly, get a coach or a mentor. Get a coach or a mentor. Let me tell you, listen, this is money. This is money. This is what we do. We have a dollar bill in our hand and we hold that thing so tight, right? And you can't get nothing. My coach taught me this a long time ago. You can't get nothing in there. The only way you're going to get more money in this hand is to open it up, right? Nothing moves you faster than having somebody with the right skill set to get you where you're trying to go. Stop with this foolishness of I can't afford it. Stop with this foolishness of let's put it off later. This is your life. This is your life. You don't have time to put it off later. You don't have time to not do what you need to do to make it happen. So get you somebody that will help push you and get you to the place that you need to be. Because you think you have forever. What's up, and good to see you. You think you have forever, but you don't. And what happens is it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. A week turns to a month, it turns into a year, and the next thing you know, you coulda, shoulda, woulda. But you didn't. Why? Because you're trying to hold on too tight. Listen, why do people want something for nothing? Right? Let it go. Open that hand, pay what you need to pay to get you a coach, to get you a mentor, get you somebody that's going to push you and get you. Karen says, no enemies that I know of. Next level coming. I'm trying to be me. I'm the only one to be me. Thanks for sharing your positivity. You're welcome. You're welcome, Karen. You got to do what you got to do, because you got to understand this is a war, and the war is in your mind. So to have somebody to help you be accountable, to have somebody that will help you, that has the right skill set to push you to get what you need done, that's going to be on your butt pushing you. Listen, there's nothing better. There's nothing better, because you have to respond to them. First of all, you paid money, so you're going to take it serious. Right? And now you have somebody that's going to help you get results. Don't stay stuck. Do not stay stuck. Sheep. I learned today that sheep has a limited memory. So every day their memory like erases. So that the sheep will get surprised at the sun every day. Don't be like a sheep. Don't get surprised that you are where you are. Wake up understanding, knowing. Wake up with the understanding, knowing that you are the elephant and you can move wherever you decide to move. Now, if you say to yourself, I'd rather stay stuck, and you're willing to live with that, stay stuck. But if you're not, and you're ready to grow, and you're ready to thrive, and you're tired of the same old, you have to make moves. If you want a different outcome, you have to change what you believe. All right, that's it for today. Listen, thank you for your comments. I want to invite you to my private group. I have a private group. It's $97 a month. I mean, you can't have two meals. You can't go out and eat at a steakhouse for Christy. What's up for $97 a month? $97 a month. I'm going to break down how to get to the next level. I'm going to hold you accountable. We're going to have a group. And in this group, these are people who are on the same page as you, so you can get momentum and you can accomplish your dreams and goals and do your thing that you need to do. If you're willing to go to that next level and you're not afraid, if you're tired of holding this and getting the same results, open up your daggone hand, pay your little $97 a month. There's no contract, and let me help you. Let me help you be accountable. And I'm going to tell you, let the group help you be accountable. And 2022 is going to be your best year ever. If you're ready for that, DM me or message me. Don't play around. Look, in or out. In or out. You want to grow or you don't. You want to get to the next level or you don't. I can help you do that, right? $97 a month. That is a steal to get what I'm going to be bringing to the table. All right. Y'all have a great day. Let me know if you're interested, and I will see you all tomorrow.